James Hunt, a playboy of Formula One, a man who partied harder than anyone, smoked, drank, lived recklessly, and yet still became world champion. This is the story of the wildest driver in F1 history. He filed the odds, beat death, and stole a title from one of the greatest of all time. Did I say beat death?
Now, James, they've changed the regulations concerning the airboxes and the wings, and yet you're still extremely fast. How do you do it?
Big balls.
James Hunt was never meant to be a racing driver. He was born into a modest family. His parents wanted him to live a safe, conventional life, but Hunt craved danger. He craved speed. When he entered Formula Ford and Formula 3, he quickly earned a nickname, Hunt Shunt, because if there was a crash, Hunt was probably in it. But his raw talent was undeniable. He drove like there was no tomorrow, because for him, there wasn't. Now, enter Lord Esket, an eccentric aristocrat with too much money, too much champagne, and a dream of taking his own Formula One team to glory. Esket racing embodied excess, luxury, and parties, and Hunt fit just right in. Against all odds, this underdog team won the 1975 Dutch Grand Prix. James Hunt was no longer just a reckless playboy, he was now a contender. Then came the rivalry. On one side, James Hunt, flamboyant, impulsive, living life as fast off the track as on it. On the other, Niki Lauda, calculated, disciplined, the computer of Formula One.
Well, now, how is it going to affect you in the race?
Well, very simple. I got 2 broken ribs and the whole thing bruised and blue spots and everything, so I don't feel very well.
Two opposites, fire and ice, and yet they respected each other. They were friends, and that's what made their rivalry so powerful. In 1976, Hunt joined McLaren. Lauda, the reigning world champion, was dominant. His Ferrari seemed unbeatable. Hunt's car broke down, bruises were fighting, bad luck haunted him. It seemed over before it began. Then came the Nürburgring. Lauda begged the organizers not to race. The track was too dangerous, the conditions too wet, but the race went ahead. On the second lap, Lauda's Ferrari spun out of control. It hit the wall, burst into flames. He was trapped inside. By the time his fellow drivers pulled him from the wreck, Lauda's face was burned, his lungs scorched. He was given the last rites.
People were already talking about him in the past tense.
We were both certain that when we turned the radio on, we'd hear the morning news saying he was dead.
And yet, 6 weeks later, he returned.
I couldn't see anything, and I was just listening. Must have been in a hospital. My wife came into the room where I was lying, and she started crying. So, which didn't certainly help me. I told her afterwards, I said, listen, why did you cry when you come in? Because I felt bad. She said, unfortunately, I only recognized you on your feet, because I was burned so bad in my head and everywhere that she had a shock. And that was the real issue at the time, so I thought, shit, I must fight now to stay alive.
Bandages still fresh, scars visible. He climbed back into the cockpit. It was one of the most courageous comebacks in all of sport. While Lauda recovered, Hunt closed the gap, winning again and again. Suddenly, the impossible became possible. And so it all came down to Japan, Fuji. The final race of the season, the rain poured. Visibility was near zero. After just 2 laps, Lauda made his decision. He pulled it into the pit. For him, the risk was too great. He valued life over points. Hunt pressed on. Through chaos, through aquaplaning, through sheer madness, he clawed his way to the finish. His tires burst, his car faltered, but he had done just enough. 3rd place, James Hunt, world champion.
Give me a drink. Congratulations, James. Fantastic. Thank you. Did we really win?
But glory doesn't last forever. After 1976, Hunt's focus began to fade. By 1979, he was done with Formula One. Yet, Hunt found the second life as a commentator.
Here we see a replay, that's the Lola Lamborghini of Alio looking to be having his usual accident. It's fairly standard for Alio to have an off at least. Well, it wasn't an accident, just a minor excursion.
His sharp wit, brutal honesty, and unfiltered passion made him a fan favorite on the BBC and alongside Murray Walker. He became the voice of Formula One for a new generation. Then in 1993, at just 45 years old, James Hunt's wild heart gave out. A sudden heart attack, the end of a legend. James Hunt was chaos and brilliance in equal measure.
I'm getting pretty old now, you know, you get used to these sort of things. They happen all the time in motor racing, and you learn to take the ups and downs. There's no point in getting steamed up about it, because nothing I can do about it anyway.
A man who defied convention, who partied as hard as he raced, and yet still reached the pinnacle of motorsport. His rivalry with Niki Lauda wasn't just about speed, it was about philosophy. Two men, utterly different, but bound together by respect. And as Lauda himself once said, he was among the very few I liked, and even fewer I respected. James Hunt, forever the wildest champion Formula One has ever seen. Thank you.